What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match. I cannot believe I am saying this. Barcelona have won. You need to be a Barcelona fan like for the past 10-15 years to understand how crazy it is to say that in this stadium. A stadium where we won the league, I believe, back in 2005, 2006, to not even picking up a win there like ever. We've won at the Estadio de Balaídos. And a game where in the match preview yesterday, I predicted we would either draw, we were going to draw points 100%, loss or a draw. And it was looking like a draw up until the 90th minute. But a 90th minute Robert Lewandowski penalty, man of the match. Credit where it's due to Lewandowski. I think the line for the match was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Koundé, Araujo. By the way, Araujo was subbed off at halftime, apparently according to reports. Precautionary, nothing serious. Hopefully he'll be okay for the Napoli game. Cubarsí and João Cancelo, midfield three of Christensen, De Jong, and Pedri. Front three of Lamine Yamal, Vitor Roque, and Lewandowski. That first 45 minutes, I genuinely believe Barcelona played well. Of course, that first 10 minutes, sloppy. Listen, I am up to here. I'm about to fucking punch someone in the face, man. Barcelona, in the opening 7 minutes of either half, first half or second half, we are as vulnerable as a kid with a lollipop walking in the middle of the street, where anyone can just take that lollipop from him, no consequences whatsoever. We are so shit defensively in the first 7 minutes of either restart, first half or second half. We are the most vulnerable thing I've ever seen in my life. Once we get past that, we kind of grow into our groove. I think that from the 10th minute until the 45th minute, I genuinely think Barcelona played very well. I think we progressed the ball a lot, dominating the midfield. The only issue was that final pass, final decision making in the final third. So everything that comes down to Xavi's tactics, we were doing very well at. Second half, pure and utter capitulation. Madre mia, we should have conceded maybe twice or three times. Iago Aspas had that sweat that Cancelo cleared. Koundé cleared one off the line, even though he deflected one in the net. It was a roller coaster of a second half. We barely had any chances. I think we had Raphinha got into some good areas, but the pass to Lewandowski wasn't great. I think Cancelo had a shot that looked good, but I think that it was saved by the keeper. Raphinha free kick was on target, but it was saved. Apart from that, we had nothing in that second half until the clear penalty came in. Lamine Yamal was going for a 50-50 on the ball, gets kicked in the back, clear penalty. Lewandowski initially missed the penalty, but his stutter forced Guaita off his line and also forced a retake. And also credit to Lewandowski, by the way. I thought when the replays were happening, he was pointing to Gundogan to take the next penalty, but he had the balls to take the penalty again, went the exact same side again as well, placed it to perfection, gets his brace. I think with the goals and how well Lewandowski played in this game, keep in mind, this is, I think, the best Lewandowski performance I've seen since probably last February when we played against Betis at the Benito Villamarín. I think he had a good game in that game. I think since then, this has been Lewandowski's overall best game. I think his build-up play was brilliant, build-up play, progressing in the final third. Still missed a few chances, had a few sloppy touches, but I think this is definitely a pre-World Cup Lewandowski performance. But I have to highlight, the best midfield in the world. Frankie De Jong in that midfield, absolutely unbelievable. I think the decision-making of Frankie in this game was so influential. And I also want to highlight as well Gundogan. When Gundogan came into this game, that midfield was so well controlled. The way he just shifts his body to just control the tempo of the ball. There was a moment when he just came in, he had the ball. There was a bit of a counter press from Celta Vigo because they're just on the attack. Just spins, turns, they all drop off him. Then he just creates the space all for himself. I thought Gundogan's cameo for about half an hour was absolutely superb. I think Frankie De Jong for the full 90 minutes. If Lewandowski even got a goal, I would have given Frankie my man the match. I thought Frankie was absolutely superb. Now, in regards to individual performances, I think Ter Stegen in goal really had nothing to do, for being honest. I think the second one he was gonna save until Koundé got the deflection on it. I don't think Ter Stegen put a foot wrong. I think his passing out from the back was okay. I don't even think he misplaced the pass. Koundé, since we signed, who was the last one? Since we signed probably like Coutinho, I've never been more excited for a signing than when we signed Koundé. So I have a bit of bias towards Koundé. I will definitely admit that. He had a fucking stinker yet again, man. I mean, the first half, I think he was one of the worst players, especially in that opening 10 minutes when we were so vulnerable. Thought he picked up in the first half as well. I did tweet this at halftime. Second half, he was just all over the place, throwing it into absolutely no one, giving the ball away. Had that good block, so credit to him for that. But of course, had the block that deflected for the goal. By the way, Iago Aspas goal or assist, that was guaranteed in this game. I saw a lot of people in the live stream saying clean sheet, clean sheet. No chance. Iago Aspas was getting a goal or assist. He got his goal in the end. But yeah, I think Koundé had a stinker. I think Kubarsi as well did not have a particularly good game. I think aerially he played well. I think his passing from the back end, this one brilliant pass in the first half where if you go to the 37th minute, both Araujo and De Jong were pointing at him to go back to Ter Stegen. Finds a beautiful through the line of the midfield pass of the Celta Vigo midfield to find Christensen wide open. Apart from that, I think aerially in the air he did alright, but I think defensively on the ground didn't do that great. Got pulled back. Got pulled open and out of position for the Celta Vigo goal as well. I think Araujo in the 45 minutes he played was brilliant, especially on that recovery run from Larson, I believe in like the 20th minute. That was superb. I think Cancelo, poor guy, isolated as hell. I do think it was one of his worst performances this season. He just did nothing. On the ball, it was dreadful. His passes were sloppy. Again, the one defense I would have for Cancelo, that he was handling that left-hand side of the pitch all by himself until Raphinha came on. So for about an hour, it was just Cancelo down the left-hand side. He get the ball, no one to his right, no one to his left. He just got everyone else in front of him, so it was difficult for him, but I don't think he had a particularly good game. I think Christensen played all right, especially off the ball, winning those balls back in the midfield, interceptions, getting those tackles in. I think on the ball, you saw Frankie de Jong drop back and make a double pivot to help the progression, but I think off the ball, Christensen had a good game. Of course, de Jong, I talked about him, brilliant. Pedri, I think, again, one of his worser games for Barcelona. I think there's a good spell from like the 15th minute to the 40th minute where he played alright, was getting in behind. Again, his decision making in the final third wasn't the best. Second half, he was just poor, losing the ball so many times, poor decision making as well. Unless it was like a short pass to someone beside him, all his, somewhat difficult passes in front of him were all misplaced. I think it was one of his worst performances. Lamine Yamal, I thought, was absolutely brilliant. Again, he looked like the flare on the right-hand side. Had a lot of opportunities to score today. Again, I'm not saying he should have scored, but he had about 4 chances down that right-hand side, cut inside, and just bend it top left corner. He scores one of those. We're raving about him. Best talents since Messi and La Masia, but he had a lot of those chances, but all the finesses were just wide. But he just gets those, tweaks that. He'll be a brilliant player. On the left, Victor Roque. I think Victor Roque played alright, but his touch was absolutely shocking. I think if his touch was on point, we went to halftime at least 2-0, maybe even 3-0 up. There were so many chances where Victor Roque just controls the ball, makes the right through pass. We're going to be through 1-1 with a clear goal scoring opportunity, but his touch was so poor. But I liked his link-up play with Lamine Yamal and Pedri in that first half as well. Second half was basically non-existent. That's why Xavi took him off 13 minutes into that second half. In terms of the substitutions, I think Gundogan definitely came in, had an impact. Same with Raphinha as well. Raphinha looking very sharp, but link-up play with Lewandowski wasn't that great, especially he's making those weird passes to him in the final third where he's kind of anticipating the run, where Lewandowski just miles away. Doesn't make sense. Had that nice shot and also the free kick shot, which were good. Gundogan, I thought, bossed that midfield, especially controlled the tempo, gave Barcelona somewhat of an outlet to look for in that midfield, which we missed a lot. And again, he was rested today for the head of the Napoli game on Wednesday. Fermin Lopez came in. I thought he put in a good shift, was running around, getting stuck in, a few sloppy passes here and there. Romeo came on just for 3 seconds. I don't even think he touched the ball. And I think that was it for the substitutions. Xavi tonight, I have to give him a bit of credit. I'll probably give him like a 6 out of 10. I think his lineup was very good from the get-go in terms of selection, rotation, and strength of it. Substitutions were good as well. Would have loved to see Fermin Lopez come on a bit earlier. And again, once he makes those clear changes, you have your 3 big players on the bench in Gundogan, Fermin, and Raphinha. And then you have, your Romeos, Hector Fort, Casado, Inigo. Oh, Inigo came on. I forgot about Inigo. Bloody hell. It was a bit sloppy, to be honest, Inigo. He's giving me a bit suspect vibe since he's come back from his injury. Of course, during October, November, he was absolutely brilliant. But now, coming back from injury against Granada in this game, he's been a bit sloppy. Still defends well, but, it doesn't give me that much encouragement anymore. So he didn't make all 5 substitutions in the end, Xavi. But past that, Fermin Lopez changed. There's really nothing else that we have on the bench. But I want you, Xavi, be a bit brave. Maybe, take off, bring on Hector Fort at right back, or Koundé at right back is not performing well whatsoever. Stuff like that I would like to see from Xavi. But I cannot believe we won this game. I'm still in shock. Of course, last minute winners against Celta Vigo in both games this season at the Montjuic and at the Balaídos. So, of course, 3-2 and 2-1. I'm very, very happy about the win because, of course, we need this win going into the Napoli game midweek. Napoli, I think, dropped points at home. They needed a 9th minute goal to draw the game, not win it. So we got a bit of momentum going into Wednesday's game, but Wednesday's game has so much on it, man. We've been talking about the Champions League since January. Oh, Champions League this, Champions League that. And I'll tell you what, if Xavi does not beat Napoli I would genuinely sack him, because we're at a point now where there's nothing improving whatsoever. We're basically just giving Xavi the chance to go in the Champions League, because he won that spot. He deserved it after last season and what happened last season in the Champions League as well. We want to give him one more chance. I think that's the only reason why. I think if we were out of the Champions League in the group stages, Xavi would have been sacked a long time ago. But we'll see how things turn out. Again, I am over the moon about the win. I think the performance overall was all right. Even Lewandowski mentioned it after the game in his post-match press conference, saying that first 45 minutes we played really well. We really did get that second goal to really, put pressure and give us some calmness, going get a 1-0 at halftime, then coming out. So again, when we came out for the halftime in the 45th minute to like the 55th minute, we were just absolutely vulnerable beyond belief. And Lewandowski was talking about that as well. Even Xavi at the beginning of the game was saying that, look, the reason why we're behind Girona and Real Madrid so much is because we keep suffering from our own mistakes and not capitalizing on our opponent's mistake. And that's the main issue for Barcelona this season. We make so many individual mistakes that always cost us. We don't really get away with it too much. And then up front, we're just not scoring. But hopefully those things can improve, and we'll wait and see what happens on Wednesday. But overall, again, a win at the Balaídos. I cannot genuinely believe it. I am giving away some money on Twitter as well. I tweeted that if we win this game, I'll do a giveaway, and we bloody hell somehow won it. So go to my Twitter, link is down in the description below. Like the tweet, drop me a follow. About half an hour after I upload this match review, I will be doing the draw, so tune in for that. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel, man. Bloody hell, I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm going to be watching the highlights, watching the Lewandowski last minute penalty winner, and I'm going to enjoy it. So I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care. Of course, don't forget, in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on the performance, the result, Xavi's decisions in this game, thoughts on individual performances as well. The likes of Koundé, what would you rate him, and Frankie de Jong, who I would consider one of the best players in this game alongside Lewandowski. Of course, as well, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca. Go,